Hi, this is Corbry Hernandez. These are my quote links for Chapter 2 and Chapter 14 for CMS 320. My first quote: "The first principle that guides communication and leadership skills in the workplace is to become aware of your communication with yourself and others." I think the author is telling us that acknowledging and critically thinking about how we communicate with others is a skill that leaders must have. I relate to this quote because it can be very easy for me to form coherent and knowledgeable communication quickly, but my assumptions about a person or situation may require me to slow down and think before I speak or write. Second quote: "Authoritarian leaders influence by giving orders and seeking to control others." The author is plainly saying that leaders who just give orders seek to influence through coercion and control. I relate to this because when my children were little, I could definitely be an authoritarian. What I said was the law. In the midst of raising them, it became clear to me that parenting in an authoritarian manner would not produce strong, independent young women. So I learned, albeit on the fly and completely scary, how to do it better. Chapter 14. Using sequential development is helpful when writing a training manual. The author is giving an example of how sequential organizing of your information is a good format if you're writing a training manual. I identify with this statement because I've had to write training manuals, and the order in which the person being trained does the required steps can often be a prerequisite for success, or not. One pitfall in attempting to write concisely is the tendency to oversimplify. This quote is in reference to the use of a telegraphic language and to avoid it. I can relate to this quote because at work I often send off quick emails to coworkers using telegraphic language, but emails to others outside of work could come across very confusing if I were to oversimplify in this way. All right, thank you. See you next week.